So you're gonna need one of these little things to put your hair on. I'll link it down below. This is gonna make your life so easy. And then you're gonna need a little hair clip, a comb, and some type of gel, which I have behind my hand. So I start off by just combing the hair out, and then I take some of the gel from behind my hand, and that is the Murray's beeswax, the light hold one. And I place it all around the hair. And this is so that when I braid the hair, it'll stay in place and it'll last the customer a long time. Because knotless, if they're not done properly and using some type of gel, it gets rough very quickly. So after putting my gel on, I go ahead to start braiding the hair in three little sections like that. I'm going to do this several times, so don't worry. If you don't get it this time, you'll get it. And then I take the little piece of hair and I stick it under my hand between my index finger and my thumb. And then I braid it while letting that other piece hang loose. And then I grab that piece and I stick it back into that index finger and thumb again. And then I braid it one more time. And I take another piece of hair and I stick it in that index finger and thumb again. And then I braid it. And then I take that little piece again and put it in the index finger and the thumb. Like literally, this is a repetitive process. And here again, I'm doing it. Index finger, braid, index finger, braid. And this time I'm going to braid it one more time. And I'm going to get more hair and I'm going to place it in between that little crack between my index finger and my thumb. And when you braid this, you want to tuck it really tight and braid it tight so that none of the hair you're adding is showing. And as you're braiding, you want to take some of the cream at the back of your hand and you want to smoothen out the hair as you're braiding. This is really going to give you a very neat, clean, and professional look. Your knotless braids are going to look amazing. Like literally, people are obsessed with my knotless braids, and this is how I get it done. So you just keep braiding, you keep braiding and braiding. If you feel like you need to add more hair, you add more hair. But one thing I will say is that you do not want to add too much hair and make the braid look too thick, but you also don't want to add too little hair and make the braids look thin. You just want to eyeball it. It's something that you're going to have to practice and learn. But like you see, I put about 5 to 6 pieces of hair total into my braid. Excuse my phone. So yeah, do this. Keep repeating it. Keep watching this video. Keep practicing. And I promise you, your knotless braids are going to look just as good as mine. So here's another one. So you take the hair. It's already parted out. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on how to part your braids. But this video is on how to actually do the braid. So you put it all around the roots of the hair just to give it that sleek, just perfect look. You split it into three. You see the three pieces? You braid it. One. And you can do two. You can do one or two. It just depends on how you feel. Sometimes I do one. Sometimes I do two. It just depends on how I'm feeling. So I did one here. And then I took my little piece of hair. I added it between my index finger and my middle finger, actually. And then I braid. And I leave that little piece hanging. And I take that piece, after braiding one time, tuck it in, braid one. Take another piece of new hair. So this is my second pieces of hair. You add it in. You braid one time. One. You take that little piece, add it in, braid one or two this time. And then after braiding, like it really doesn't matter if you braid one or two. You just have to eyeball it. Like, but I would say either one or two, but usually one. And then you take it again, you add the hair in there and you squeeze because you want to make sure that hair is seamlessly tucked in there. Like that's so important. Or if not, you're going to be able to see where you added your hair and it's going to look a hot mess. And then you add more. So I think this is my fifth piece of hair. So you want to add about, like I said, 5 to 6 pieces of hair in the very beginning. You don't want to add it too low. Like you want to add it right at the very beginning and you want it to just flow. And the pieces of hair needs to be consistent. They can't be, you can't have big chunky pieces of hair. It needs to be little small pieces. So my customer here got the small knotless braids. So what I do is I still add the same amount of pieces, like 6 to 7. And what I do is I make it thicker based on how big of a knotless braid the person wants. So once you add all the pieces, you braid it. You want to braid very smoothly. Take your time. You know, after repetition, you're going to braid faster. I braid very fast, but this is because I've been braiding for so long. So you just braid it down all the way to the bottom. And sometimes you may need to add some hair to the bottom, depending on how long your customer wants it. And sometimes, and I'll show you guys also the technique on how to like separate the hair when one end gets smaller than the other. That's a whole nother video for another day. But here's me adding the hair, and probably because I wanted it to be a little bit longer at the end. And you just keep braiding and just keep practicing. So I'm going to let you guys see me do this one more time. And this time I just want you guys to just watch and just see what I'm doing. Okay?